Hey, welcome back to YT Finance, and today we are discussing why NNDM stock, along with Nano Dimension as a company, can continue to grow over the next couple of years. NNDM stock has already surged another 14% recently, and I'm going to tell you why NNDM stock could continue going up with corrections, of course, and because Nano Dimension's technology will be involved in various markets that will be the key to their success. NNDM stock could continue to rally because of some of the markets we will analyze today, such as the graphene market, the nanoscale technology market, and the 3D printing market. Because NNDM stock's growth will be correlated along with these markets, Nano Dimension is set to grow continuously throughout the next couple of years. Like this video right now if you hold NNDM stock, comment down below how long you plan to hold Nano Dimension stock, subscribe to my channel for more stock news and analysis, and let's make you some free money with Weebl. Weebl is a brokerage where you can buy and sell stocks, options, and cryptocurrencies easily. Right now, if you make an account with Weebl, they will give you 2 free stocks, each worth anywhere from $2 to $250. And if you invest $100 or more on your first deposit, you will get 2 more free stocks, each valued from $8 to $1,600. You are basically guaranteed to make $20 or more if you cash out immediately, or you could luck out and receive up to $3,200. Not to mention that you also have a 1 in 100 chance of getting stocks like Facebook, Starbucks, or Snapchat, and you have a 1 in 50 chance of getting stocks like Google, Procter & Gamble, or Heinz. To get this amazing offer, just press on the link in my description box down below, but do it quickly because this offer ends soon. And without further ado, let's jump into our first Nano Dimension stock article. Recently, Nano Dimension stock increased by 14.21% by jumping from $12.60 to $14.39. However, NNDM stock has continued to surge because as of the time of this recording, it is currently worth $16.20. I started to take notice and then report on NNDM stock back when it was just a penny stock, and now look where we are. But more importantly, let's look where Nano Dimension stock is headed by looking at one of their market segments. A recent comprehensive study was released about the 3D printing graphene ink market by Cognitive Market Research. And the reason why we want to look at this is because Nano Dimension is a large player in this market, and if the market grows, then the NNDM stock price will grow along with it. This 100-page research report covers industry analysis, market size, and market share, forecast analysis, market drivers, opportunities, potential roadblocks, growth analysis, and market trends. This data is represented in the form of graphs, tables, and charts, which can make this data easier to digest for us when we talk about the market and Nano Dimension's role within that market. If we look at this graph, on the horizontal x-axis we see graphene powder and graphene, with the dark blue line referencing the year 2015 and the light blue line representing the year 2027. The graph indicates that the usage of these materials will drastically increase over time because of more demand, which means that graphene ink is being used more in 3D printing. Thus, Nano Dimension and other 3D printing companies are anticipating an increase of demand over time. The reason for this graphene demand is because of the creation of electronics, semiconductors, and biomedical research segments. For the electronics and semiconductors, we see a jump of 6%, and for the biomedical research, we see a jump of 10%. These percentages may seem small, but if we equate that to NNDM stock price, these percentages could represent large leaps in the stock price over time. We also have to keep in mind that this is a global report, meaning that not all of this demand will go to Nano Dimension, but it is in Nano Dimension's reach because the majority of this market is centralized in North America, and we know this by looking at this graph. Many segments and markets that impact the 3D printing companies like Nano Dimension are located in America, which is great news for NNDM stock because this is where NNDM does most of their business, even though they are technically an Israeli company. Nano Dimension is actually one of the top players in this market, and because of this competitive landscape, Nano Dimension and other companies are looking to launch new products, expand, merge and acquire other companies, create partnerships, and even form competitive alliances. I have talked about how Nano Dimension will be acquiring multiple companies that will complement their technology and enhance their reach into various markets, but I have no new news to report on NNDM's acquisitions beyond what I have already stated in past videos, but be sure that this will cause NNDM stock price to react whenever these acquisitions are announced. Now that we analyzed Nano Dimension's graphene market, let's take a look at Nano Dimension's nanoscale 3D printing market, but this one does not give us specifics. The graphene market is also much smaller than this market, because this market is worth billions of dollars with a double-digit compounding annual growth rate. The Nano Dimension applications here are huge. This market covers the automotive industry, consumer electronics, medical, aerospace, and defense, which are and will literally be Nano Dimension's largest revenue makers, especially in defense. Recently, it was said that the 3D printing market will be worth around $40.78 billion in 2026, with a compounding annual growth rate of 24.87%, which will include segments like education, energy, jewelry, food, and weapons. Researchers have also been messing around with 4D printing, which is just an expression, but it allows designers to add shape memory to designs, which is crazy, and to no one's surprise, North America is where the majority of this value is located. The major companies that could end up with the majority of this market share is Stratasys, 3D Systems, Desktop Metal, Protolabs, and of course Nano Dimension, but we also have to remember that some of these companies are in niche markets and have not cross-pollinated with each other yet. Lastly, we have to keep in mind that even though the overall graphene market will be worth $1.369 billion in 2027, the Graphene Materials Inc. segment will only be worth millions of dollars, so we should put greater weight and emphasis on Nano Dimension's nanotechnology and their 3D printing market share. The nanotechnology market is set to continuously increase in the United States, which makes up almost 30% of the global market share, with a double-digit growth rate, which will take Nano Dimension and some other 3D printing stocks very high. However, Nano Dimension is still considered a speculative stock, and anything can go wrong, so get your stop loss and stop orders on to be safe and minimize the risk of NNDM stock through diversification in the form of Cathie Wood's ARKQ and PRNT ETFs, which I am personally invested in. Like this video if you enjoyed this market analysis of why I think NNDM stock will continue to grow because of the markets it is a part of. Subscribe to me for more informational videos, and I'll see all of you in the next YT video.